Steph, good morning, and good morning, everyone. We're going to start with a lot of information actually coming your way. All active investigations in the GTHA. First, Toronto police are investigating two separate shootings, one of them being downtown. So this is a live look at King and Portland. What we know here, the call coming in just before 3:30 this morning. Police arrived, located a victim suffering from gunshot wounds to the chest and shin. He is now in surgery. Police have found what believes to be several scenes actually in the area, and you can see it all taped off here. Right now, there is no suspect information, but of course this will affect your traffic if you're going through this stretch. And Toronto police are also in the city's east end following an early morning shooting near Flemington Park.
Once they got on scene, they actually located a vehicle. In the vehicle, we located a victim. This victim, a male, has been transported to a nearby trauma center.
All right, this happened around 2:40 this morning at a parking lot on Grenoble Court in the Don Mills and Eglinton area. Officers say the victim shot while he was in his vehicle and then somehow managed to get to a nearby Tim Hortons before paramedics picked him up. Now let's take you to a live look at that Tim Hortons. This is again in the Don Mills and Gateway Boulevard just south of Eglinton area. Police say one suspect fled on foot. Now, officers will be canvassing this area, looking for evidence here throughout the morning, and again, as always, appealing for witnesses in all of these cases. I want to take you now to Oakville this morning, where the search continues for a boater who went missing in the area of 16 Mile Creek and Lake Ontario yesterday. So these images here were tweeted by the Canadian Coast Guard. Crews noticed a boat with no one on board at about 6 p.m. The vessel was purchased earlier in the day by a man named Robert Wiles and was later seen leaving Bronte Harbor just after noon. A joint effort between several crews, including Halton, Peel, and Hamilton, continued overnight. And what you see here, flares also in the air. So if you are in the Mississauga, Oakville, Burlington area and you see it light up the sky, do not be alarmed. These are just flares as part of the investigation. Now, we do have a camera en route, and we're going to continue to keep you updated throughout the morning on this. Let's get to the latest in Afghanistan now. Two devastating bomb attacks at Kabul's airport, sending Afghanistan into deeper chaos today. And we should warn you that many of these images are disturbing. And this is a look at the aftermath. 90 Afghans are dead, 13 U.S. soldiers killed. At least 150 are wounded since yesterday's explosions. The attacks claimed by ISIS-K targeted groups trying to flee the country after it fell to Taliban rule. Now, Canada is reacting. Liberal leader Justin Trudeau writing on Twitter, in part, our hearts break for the people of Afghanistan and the loved ones of the victims. U.S. President Joe Biden promising retribution.
To those who carried out this attack, as well as anyone who wishes America harm, know this: we will not forgive. We will not forget. We will hunt you down and make you pay. I will defend our interests and our people with every measure at my command.
And this new footage here showing that evacuation efforts have resumed following the blasts. Biden taking to Twitter as well, saying, "We will not be deterred by terrorists. We will not let them stop our mission. We will continue the evacuation."
Let me be clear. While we're saddened by the loss of life, both U.S. and Afghan, we're continuing to execute the mission. Our mission is to evacuate U.S. citizens, third country nationals, special immigrant visa holders, U.S. Embassy staff, and Afghans at risk.
And Biden has also asked his commanders to develop plans to strike ISIS-K, but the U.S. has an August 31st deadline to evacuate. The Canadian government will be providing an update this morning at 10:30. Coming up at 9 this morning, we're going to speak to CNN's Karen Kaifa. She joins us live in Washington as the world waits for response from the U.S. to this attack. Now, Afghanistan will be no doubt at top of mind for our federal leaders as they continue on the campaign trail today. And here's where they're going to be. Liberal leader Justin Trudeau making an announcement in Mississauga at 9 this morning, so we'll be following that one. Conservative leader Aaron O'Toole goes east, first stopping in Newfoundland and Labrador before attending an event in Nova Scotia. The NDP's Jagmeet Singh in Thunder Bay making a healthcare announcement. That's at 9:30, and then meeting with First Nations leaders later on in the afternoon. Annamie Paul with the Greens addressing the situation in Afghanistan at 2:30 this afternoon before heading to Regent Park here in Toronto this evening. There's a lot to talk about here on the campaign trail as we complete week 2, especially with what's going on in Afghanistan. So we're going to join our Parliament Hill Bureau Chief Cormac McSweeney. He's going to break that all down for us. He's coming up just after 7 o'clock. Well, starting today, sports betting enthusiasts across the country can place their wagers on single game events. Ontario residents can bet on single sports events through Proline Plus. Before Bill C-18 was passed, you'd have to bet on multiple games at once. The federal government says Canadians spend about $10 billion a year through illegal single sports betting. Several sports leagues, including the NHL and CFL, are in support of this new law. All right, we have a very busy Friday here, but we're going to take a quick break here. It is 6:10, and you can't say he didn't warn us. Mike Apple told us those gas prices were going up. Guess what happened? Yeah, record high numbers. We'll break it all down for you coming up in business.